Hi, I'm Aligai Lingappa, Assistant Professor in Physics, Government Postgrad College, Siruguppa. Today, we are going to discuss about nuclear composition, such as density of the nucleus, a spin, say nuclear spin, then magnetic momentum of the nucleus. So, what we know that nuclear physics it is a branch of physics which deals with the study of building blocks and interactions of atomic nuclei. That means it is used to study the structure and constituents of the nuclei. It includes the study of the general properties of nucleus, the particles contained in the nucleus, the interaction between these particles, radioactivity and nuclear reactions, then practical applications of nuclear phenomena. So, the branch of physics, nuclear physics, which deals the following things. So, first one, the general properties of nucleus. Then the second one, the particles contained in the nucleus. Third one, the interaction between these particles. Then fourth, radioactivity and nuclear reactions, nuclear fission and fusion. And fifth one, practical applications of nuclear phenomenon. So note this point. Constituents of the atom. Electrons, protons and neutrons, they are called constituents of the atom. We know that where the atoms are the constituents of the matter may be either in a solid state or liquid state or gaseous state. Where the atom which consists of central massive and positively charged nucleus around which the negatively charged electrons revolving in different orbits. Where the nucleus which consists of positively charged protons and chargeless neutrons. Then what are the constituents of the nucleus? Protons and neutrons are the constituents of the nucleus. Nucleons, protons and neutrons together called as nucleons. Atomic number. So usually the atomic number which can be represented by the letter Z, it is a total number of protons in the nucleus, total number of electrons in the atom, mass number which gives the total number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus, that means the total number of nucleons in the nucleus. Where A minus Z, mass number minus of atomic number gives the number of neutrons which are present in the nucleus, so called neutron number. So previous class we have discussed about something about nuclear mass, nuclear size and nuclear charge. So now we have discussed about other nuclear composites, so that means nuclear properties, say nuclear density. It is a ratio of the nuclear mass to the nuclear volume. We know that by the basic definition, density is equal to mass by volume. Based on that concept, near nuclear density, usually which can be represented by rho n, it is a ratio of the nuclear mass to the nuclear volume. Rho n is equal to nuclear mass by nuclear volume, which is equal to rho n, which is equal to AMP by 4 by 3 pi r cube, which is equal to 3 AMP by 4 pi r cube. So this is the expression for nuclear density. where mp, mass of the proton, we know that 1.673 into 10 4 of minus 27 kg, so mass of the proton. And also we know the expression for radius of the nucleus, r is equal to r naught into 8 to the power of 1 by 3, where r naught is equal to 1.3 into 10 power of minus 15 meters, say 1.3 Fermi. Rho n, if it is equal to 3 a mp by 4 pi into r naught e to the power of 1 by 3 o to the power of 3. In the above equation, where r which can be replaced by r naught into a o to the power of 1 by 3. So further, which is equal to 3 mp by 4 pi r naught cube, where a get cancelled. Then substituting the values of mp 1.673 into 10 4 of minus 27, r naught 1.3 into 10 4 of minus 15. Then after simplification, we will get our rho n, which is equal to 1.816 into 10 power of 17 kg per meter cube, so called density of the nucleus. Hence the density of the nucleus is very high, which shows that the nuclear matter is extremely a compressed state, hence it is very compact and tightly bound. So the nuclear density is same for almost all the nuclei. So the density of the nucleus, which is very high, which shows that the nuclear matter is extremely compressed, as it is very compact and tightly bound at the center of the atom. So next one, nuclear spin, say nuclear angular momentum. The observation of hyperfine structure of spectral lines indicates that certain nuclei may possess an intrinsic angular momentum as well as magnetic moment. The total angular momentum of the nucleus is called nuclear spin. The spin is usually referred to only the intrinsic spin angular momentum of the nucleus. So, what we know that the nucleons which are present in the nucleus, they possess a complex motion. So, spinning of the nucleons and also orbital motion. So because of that, they possess a spin angular momentum and orbital angular momentum. The spin angular momentum has components along the preferred direction will be taken as s is equal to plus of h cross. The spin angular momentum has anti-parallel to the preferred direction, say s is equal to minus of h cross. If a spin is in an anti-clockwise direction with respect to observer, then s should be taken as plus h of h cross. If it is in clockwise direction with respect to observer, then h should be equal to minus of h cross. Then the total angular momentum is given by I is equal to L plus S. Then I is equal to R, I is equal to L minus S. Where L that indicates orbital angular momentum, S that indicates total spin angular momentum. So called the total angular momentum, which is given by I is equal to L plus S, the expression for nuclear spin. A nuclear, say, magnetic momentum of the nucleus. As we know that if a charged particle is at rest, which produces only electric field. If it is in a motion, it produces both electric field and a magnetic field. A charged particle moving in a closed path produces both angular momentum and a magnetic field. What about the nucleons which are present inside the nucleus? So called the nucleus which consists of charged protons and uncharged neutrons. If suppose the protons, if they are in flow, in motion, they produced magnetic field around them. The magnetic field at a larger distances may be described as due to magnetic dipole located at the center of the current loop. As a nucleus which moves in the circular path, in the closed path, is nothing but a current loop. Then electric dipole located at the center of the closed path, at the center of the current loop. Therefore, the orbital and spin angular momentum of protons produce extranuclear magnetic fields, which may be considered as due to magnetic dipole located at the center of the nucleus. So because of orbital motion of the proton, spin motion of the proton, so protons, they can produce a nuclear magnetic field, which may be considered as due to magnetic dipole located at the center of the closed path or center of the nucleus. Associated with each nuclear spin is a magnetic moment, which is associated with the angular momentum of the nucleus. It is common practice to express these magnetic moments in terms of the nuclear spin in a manner parallel to the treatment of the magnetic moments of electron spin and electron orbital angular momentum. So for the electron spin and orbital cases, the magnetic moments are expressed in terms of a unit called a Bohr magneton, which arises naturally in the treatment of quantized angular momentum. So in case of electron, usually the magnetic moment that can be expressed in terms of Bohr magneton. Say mu b, which is equal to EH by 2me, which is equal to 9.2740 to 10 power minus 27 joule per Tesla. Again, further simplification, we will get 5.788 minus 5 electron volt Tesla. So called the expression for Bohr magneton. So for orbital motion, mu L, which is equal to GL into E by 2m E into L. Mu I, which is equal to Gi into EH cross by 2mi into mi, which is equal to mi mu b. So look here, this is what we know that mu L, that indicates orbital angular moment. So similarly for spin motion, mu s is equal to minus gs E by 2mes. So then mu s, which is equal to minus gs EH cross by 2mes, which is equal to 2ms mu b. So which indicates that this is the expression for Bohr magneton. So this is for electron. So similarly, the magnetic moment of the proton, so called the nucleon, that can be expressed in terms of Bohr magneton. So generally, the measured quantity is proportional to the Z component of the magnetic moment, the component along the experimentally determined direction, such as the direction of an applied magnetic field. In this treatment, the use of gyromagnetic ratio or G factor is introduced. The G factor for orbital is just GL is equal to 1, but the electron spin G factor is approximately GS, which is equal to 2. So for the nuclear case, we proceed in a parallel manner. Then the nuclear magnetic moments is expressed in terms of the nuclear spin in the form of, say, nuclear magnetic moment mu is equal to G into E by 2 MP into I. So this is what about momentum nuclear, that means nuclear magnetic moment of the nucleon, say, for proton. Where we have now introduced a new unit called nuclear magneton. So mu n, so something say 3.15 to 45 into 10 4 of minus 80 electron volt per Tesla. For a free protons and neutrons with a spin is equal to, say, I is equal to of the magnetic moments are the form mu z, which is equal to G into mu s. For proton, G is equal to 5.58569447. So look here, this is the expression for what? The magnetic moment of the nucleus. So this is what, then what about our conclusion of this session? So this session which gave the information about the nuclear physics, then some of the concepts related to the nuclear physics, then nuclear compositions, so then the study of nuclear density, and then the nuclear spin, then the nuclear magnetic moment. So thank you.